I'm going to stop here and say this. There are some players right now, and I love Swinney, but one of his faults is loyalty. There are some players who are on the team and who will remain nameless, who are receiving snaps during the season, and it's taken away snaps from players who were highly rated coming in. They have the potential to be amazing. And because they are working hard and they're good kids, he's taking away snaps from top talent. That's fantastic integrity. But Hunter Renfrow proved it on the field. A lot of these players who are getting snaps are not proving it on the field. So the Hunter Renfrow example with them is void. He produced, they're not. Put the right people on the field. And I think that's an issue that it's whisperings among the Clemson community. But if you say it out loud, you're a bad guy. I mean, it's like Judas to Jesus. You don't do it. But until it bites you in the butt. And then everybody out of that playoff weekend, or, the coach should have done this. Yeah, we were saying, you were telling me to shut up about that back in, April 22nd, 2021. And now it's I don't know, January the 7th, 2022. I don't have to be a psychic or God to be able to see the future. I can look at the clouds. I can see that's about to rain. In fact, I see a swirl starting going on. I think there's a tornado coming. Clemson has got to get back in that fire, that desire, that want. And they're going to have to start playing players consistently who deserve to be on the field. Because I believe that has a correlation with a reason why we've lost some recruits. And I know Demarcus Bowman was one of the top running back recruits that we had received since CJ Spiller. And I know everybody will say, well, obviously he didn't know that the young man's grandfather or grandmother passed away. I'm not going to say that's not it, but when a guy is sitting there watching a cat take snaps in front of him just because everybody likes him and he's a hard worker, yeah, I'm transferring out too. And you can think bad of me, I don't care. And that is an issue at Clemson right now. It has got to stop. And as I said earlier, I love what I know of Swinney. Swinney's a good guy. Swinney has so many good attributes. Sometimes your attributes can go a little too far, and he's putting guys on the field because they're working hard. And it's just like, dude, there is guys who are 5-star athletes who could go out there on pain pills and play better than that guy who's working hard. And I get the life lesson and everything, and I believe in ethics, I believe in processes, I believe in honor, I believe in all those things. I also believe in it's kind of like when he replaced Kelly Bryant with Trevor Lawrence. A lot of people, there was certain people in the Clemson community, I can't believe he did that. Hold on. So you want him to hold the interest of one guy over the rest of the team? No, it doesn't work that way. So that's just one thing that I just want to see. But to go back to the Georgia game, I'm glad we're playing. If we can stay healthy and we can fix the intensity problem, I think we definitely win the game. I think it'll be a close game. I think it'll be a game that both fan bases will be sitting there going, finally, we're playing. So I'm very, very happy about that.
Yeah, it's certainly a calculated risk, a high calculated risk that he made in benching Kelly Bryant in favor of Trevor Lawrence, because was Kelly Bryant doing anything wrong? No. Was he getting the job done? Yes. Was Clemson going to win the ACC and get to a college football playoff? I'm about certain, yes. But Dabo Swinney determined what's best for the team. What's our goal? To win a national championship. Therefore, I need to make the move. Sure, it could backfire on me, and this Trevor Lawrence, for as great as he is, could not be quite ready, and people might be criticizing me to say, why didn't you stick with your starter? Because he wasn't doing anything wrong. But he made the right move based on his just sheer evaluation of who's the better player and who's going to take us where we need to go. I'm guessing that some of the players on your mind, if we looked up a roster, would have the letters DB next to their names.
I want the friend who talked me off the ledge right before I got on here. In fact, I'm looking at my phone to make sure he hasn't texted me right now. I said I was even going to name names, but he backed me. He backed me. He backed me off of it. I'll leave names out of it, but sure. there is. I always try to remember that some of these guys that they're someone's kid.
Yep.
And that's hard doing sometimes what we do, especially me and Bobby. I almost come to a point that when I'm Bobby, it's not that I give myself a pass. It's just anybody with half a brain knows he's an idiot. And they know he's an act. I mean, you watch for a little bit, but when I'm on here, I just have some concerns that there are players on both sides of the ball who will play at times, and you're sitting there going, why? Why? Because I'm looking at the roster. I'm seeing the guy who's behind him. I know the guy behind him is better than him. And I haven't even spent one day at practice. Well, that's your problem. You hadn't been at practice. And once again, I could just go on and on about this. I think that's the issue at Clemson, and I think that's why we've lost some recruits. And I think that's why a few guys have transferred out, because they read the writing on the wall. At the end of the day, there's a business part of it. I tell people all the time, though I'm not a fan of guys to a point sitting out bowl games. If they're going to sit out a bowl game because they're potentially going to go to the NFL and make millions of dollars, I own a calculator. I know how much $1 million, how much it would take me at my current salary rate to earn $1 million. And it would be a while, and they would do it in a year. They would do it in some of these guys, $20-30 million in a year. So I'm not going to be one of these fans that looks like they've grabbed up a handful of meth and went at it and argue about some kid wanting to sit out and they get all teary-eyed over their alma mater, their team they've pulled for so many years. They can't believe it. It's a business, and you have to keep the best players on the field. And Matthew says ignorant. I won't say ignorant. I think that he's a victim sometimes of his loyalty. And that's a good thing to a point. And some people would say Kelly Bryant versus Trevor Lawrence. Where was your loyalty? Look at Trevor Lawrence. Look at him throw the ball. Go watch Kelly Bryant play against Alabama in the first round of the playoff. He couldn't throw the ball, man. And that was an easy replacement. Fantastic athlete, was not a quarterback. Should have switched positions. Even if he went to another team, should have switched positions. Kelly Bryant's a fantastic athlete. That's a big son of a gun too. And so it's I just don't know. Every now and again this happens. He started Cole Stout. Oh, and Cole Stout was not a bad quarterback. It was just during the Chad Morris era and everything. But you're starting him over Deshaun Watson. I thought we learned this lesson before. So, I'm just saying that's how I look at it. That's how I look at it. And I have a lot of Clemson fans who tells me I'm wrong. That's fine. That's your opinion. I just think we see the downswag of, if that's even a term, the downturn of Clemson going into this. Oh, man, they're a top 5 team, but they're not playing elite all the time. You have to play elite all the time. Alabama still is the benchmark of college football, and it makes me throw up a little bit to say that. Those guys have very little depth. And however that golden small man, whatever he does, no matter how many coaches he spins through, they go through very little depth. They go through very little lull. And if I'm Swinney at this point, I'm stepping back going, there's only one guy in front of me. There's only one who is consistently in like me. What can I, in a dark room, kind of sitting, wait, nobody knows it. What can I learn from him? Because Clemson is falling into what I like to call a lull, and it just bothers me because, other than that Georgia game, you look across our schedule, we should blister everybody on that schedule. If Clemson comes in and plays Clemson football, we beat Georgia by 2 touchdowns. End of story. End of story. We beat Georgia by 2 touchdowns.
You're 2 touchdowns better than Georgia.
If we play ball. If we come in there and we're half rearing it around and acting like, we can come in there and play against them like we do against Wake Forest, we'll lose by 2 touchdowns. Clemson comes in there fired up. We beat them by 2 touchdowns. And I know that. But the problem is, the reason why even Georgia fans will go, he just went into Durkins there, is because of the past 2 years. It's because they've seen us go into the big games in the playoff, and we've got punched in the crotch. And the reason why is because we had all these great players. Something has got to happen there. And I think Swinney needs to look to Saban and go, what has that man done? Because that's the next move. There's no other next move other than down.